being paid for this.
We are not being paid for this. That's probably a good thing to open with having said. So, hi! Yet again,
Hello.
stellar quality on the toonkind FPS channel, and hooray! These two get to hang out again because our time zones suck.
Yay.
Oh my god!
And
But
also, I just haven't played any D&D in like half a year, maybe.
no.
It feels like half a year. At
Oh
least.
my
Probably
gosh!
was.
Really? Oh well, let's fix that immediately.
I mean, I. Hello.
Hi.
I'm Cranky. That is Maud.
That is me. That is me not understanding that Cranky was introducing herself. Sorry.
Right. Yes. Because yes. Intros. Brilliant intro. Anyway. Oh, words. This is a 12 FPS. Right.
This is an incredible start. Really, really. It's fine. I'm going to be flagging because for me, I had to wake up at 7:30, which I don't usually do on a Saturday. So that was fun.
I've been sleepy all day, and that is 9:35 p.m. for me right now.
We had a hella storm last night. It's still going, and I did not sleep well. So apologies if my brain is not functioning very well, but it's okay because I am playing my laziest character, so we can say that he had a similar night of unrest. In fact, I think how... Because I rolled a d2 to decide which one of us was going to improv this lead-in, and it was me. So I think what happens is that Alibi has fallen asleep on Watt, the horse, as he does sometimes, because he likes to keep moving. And after his latest fiasco in Ghibli with the whole court case, he's decided to go for a little walk, maybe try somewhere else. I think he's probably heading towards UPA, just for a little bit of difference. So heading west. And he bumps to a stop because Watt has stopped, and he said, well, you said to stop when we reach somewhere. And he looks up, and they have in fact reached a building, and he's quite pleased about this because it is a public library. And much as many people wouldn't believe this, Alibi and indeed Delta being very lazy people, he actually really likes reading. He particularly likes comic books. That is very canon. But he's, yeah, a library is a good place to chill out for a couple of hours, and he doesn't have to have a reason to be there. So he ties Watt up and saunters on inside to see what's up with the book place. Is there anything that Cranky would like to do at this point? Because I don't know what she's got planned.
I've got plans. Well, it depends on how far into the library you enter, which is like I imagine it's a pretty nice library with pretty tall shelves and whatnot.
Yes, and this is a pretty short fox.
And it is a pretty short fox. And I imagine Alibi is like, you know, stepping into the library. Is he like going in any direction in particular?
Yeah, he's just gonna saunter past the receptionist with a sort of casual hand wave. Yes, I've never been here before. No, it's none of your business. And just glancing around.
I don't imagine they care.
No, he's probably, I don't know, I feel like he'd probably just browse what they have rather than head to a particular section. So yeah, he's just gonna be browsing the aisles for sure. Well,
if Alibi's rounding a corner, let's roll. Would it be? Let's say a dexterity save. Let's say a dexterity save.
What?
Just because I like to have people roll things.
No perception time. Okay, cool. That's the sort of game we're playing today. All right, that's fine. That's a 9. I'm keeping that. I could use a luck point, but I just like that as a first roll.
No, I'm just. Okay, I'm gonna say. Sorry. Right. I'm improvising.
What happened? Okay. How did I die?
Yeah. Well, you run into a stack of books which is being carried by some toon who's you know let's you know what, fuck it, I'm also gonna do a dexterity save to see if this tower of books topples down.
Mm-hmm.
Read at descriptions. Well, it does.
We both
It
suck.
topples down, topples directly. They both suck.
Yep.
And mostly topples down back on the toon that was carrying it. And facing Alibi is none other than Lucky Jack.
I think there's a sort of
I think...
with 3 books landing in succession on Alibi's head.
Watch where you're going.
I could say the same about. Oh, good. It's of course.
Hello.
I suppose I should have expected that. And he's standing up and brushing himself off, but does in fact offer a hand to pull Jack back up off the floor, which he would not do for many people.
The motion is appreciated, and Jack allows himself to be pulled up, and also dusts himself off, and just pardon me,
Sorry, would you like to try saying that again? I know you sound better with your mouth closed, but...
Anyway, this is like me out of character.
Sorry, you're so rude.
Don't worry. I'm just like trying to get into character because again, it's been a while. Give me a moment.
It's fine. You, like you said, like apparently it's been a long time since you played, and I feel bad about that because I didn't know.
Yeah, don't worry. Okay. Sorry. Okay, Jack dusts himself off and I don't know.
I mean, if you want some clay to build with, I could make an observation about Jack. Like, what does Jack look like today?
Okay. There we go. Jack is he's wearing a sweater and like a rather lovely skirt and like a rather long red scarf this time, and the books that have scattered around the two of them seems to be mostly books about various forms of spellcasting. Like you can see a book titled like Modern Spellcasting, To Focus or Not to Focus.
Mm-hmm.
What they don't teach you in wizard school.
An Idiot's Guide to Spellcasting. I know the kind.
Wizard Swears. Idiot's Guide to Spellcasting. Sorcerer's Cookbook, and Lizard Spells, among others.
Did you just say lizard spells?
I did say lizard spells.
I want that book. I want lizard spells. How to summon geckos 101.
After being unceremoniously bumped into, Jack starts to pick his books up and like, well, I haven't seen you in a while.
Much to everybody's benefit, I'm sure.
How have you been?
Oh, I've been here, there, in jail temporarily. He's counting on his fingers.
That sounds about right.
Does it? He looks disappointed, like this is where he's fallen to. That's expected. Okay.
Who hasn't? Look, who hasn't been okay, actually I can probably count quite a few people who haven't been in jail, but I am not one of those people.
Okay, well, good to know the company I keep is at least of my standard. And again, he looks disappointed, which is kind of like accidentally a huge insult. Anyway, he picks up one of the books. I think he picks up Lizard Spells and brushes it off with his tail and says, so you're thinking of getting a pet, are we?
I've already got one, and uh I've got I've got a do familiars count as pets?
Oh,
Is that
I would say so, wouldn't
familiar?
you? And you hear and this little wiggly green thing appears from. It had been sitting inside Alibi's hood, which has become the convention for the cloverworm, who is Alibi's little familiar, who is a little magical cloverleaf worm type thing. Has yet to develop a name, but I'm figuring that'll happen organically. And it's
Or we're just gonna keep calling it cloverworm
for now.
eternity.
I imagine at some point it will adopt a hideously inappropriate name or something like Beans Jr. or the Destroyer. I don't know. Anyway, these things happen organically, and Alibi isn't going to force a name on a creature that probably already has one that he just can't pronounce.
I since when? Although I've only ever seen you once before, so I wouldn't know. Have you always had that?
Oh, no, actually, you know, we got those rather nice little presents at the end of our initial meeting. And we get some flashbacks to some of the more eventful events that happened last time. And Delta got a very lovely, very beautiful, drawn by, was it Whirl or Whist? Oh god, I always get them mixed up. Shit. Why do you two have such similar handles? Anyway, it was beautifully rendered, this little bow thing, and when Alibi wants to, he can use it to summon this familiar. So, no, in fact, Jack has never met the Cloverworm before.
Well, Jack, yeah, again, Jack has only seen Delta.
It was Whirl.
Before,
It was Whirl.
So.
It was Whirl. Sorry, Whirl.
It wasn't too many times to compare. So, Jack nods, and like, makes sense. I haven't had the chance to use mine much. Don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but
Yes, you got a pack of cards or something, didn't you?
Maybe. Yes. Quite a nice pack of cards. Chen is not all of them there, but you know, they're cards. I could do some tricks with them. So yeah. You know, I was just thinking magic as one does.
Does one? And Alibi almost looks a little bit sort of, really? Am I supposed to?
Well, I don't know. You cast magic, don't you? I mean, I'm sure you've at least thought about it a little bit.
Oh, yes, of course I. Yes, absolutely. Roll insight.
That would be where is insight? That is a +1 for Jack.
It's more than nothing.
I think that he would have. That is a 9. He is none the wiser.
No, you are shielded by your stack of books, which you have picked up again, so you don't see as the audience does the sort of eye dart to the side that Alibi has just made.
Well, I mean, hell, considering like I have a wizard friend, and that kind of magic is certainly a different flavor than what I have. which I barely know how mine works. I don't understand a thing of it. So I was like, hey, maybe I should understand a thing about it. Maybe. And no. Next time I get some sort of new magical spell, I'll actually know what it does before I cast it.
Oh, yes, no, I do understand that. And he actually looks kind of enthusiastic and a bit relieved, because that's exactly how he feels about his. But he doesn't usually worry about it too much, because his luck is just, it does what it does. He doesn't question that. That's actually part of how it works. He's not supposed to question it. But he has been curious about, like, sometimes he's tried to... Actually, he says this. Well, sometimes... Have you ever done this? Like, sometimes I remember casting something in a previous time, and then I try and do it again, and it doesn't work. Like, it's almost like I've forgotten how to do it, or something new happens, which is great, and usually exactly what I need, which is fine. But it is a bit mystifying.
Maybe... I don't remember. I don't... Well, I mean, as I said, it's weird deity magic stuff.
Weird deity magic stuff, yes. Handshake.
That. Anyway, I'm going to go find somewhere to put all of these books before I run into anything or anyone else.
Oh, yes, those probably weigh quite a bit. So,
thankfully Jack is a rubber hose, and sometimes the laws of physics do not apply as much as they should.
I can imagine, like, as they've been talking, just incrementally his arms have been stretching, so like, his hands are getting slowly closer
Absolutely.
to the floor.
Yes. Yep.
Just to sell the gag. Okay, I think we find a secluded table, and as we walk past the receptionist to get to it, we do get a sort of a shrewd look, because we have been talking in a library.
Chatting. Yep. You know, gossip. Jack does not drop his books. He like tries to set them down as elegantly as possible, and I think I'm just gonna like just because I like rolling things.
Everybody
I'm gonna roll,
Strength?
Let's say another dexterity to see how quietly or not quietly he sets this like massive tower of books down onto the table. That is a dexterity. Cool. I'd say it's like pretty good. So
actually, I'm just gonna try.
Down and actually,
I'm gonna try something to see if the gag lands. So you've gone. Oh bother! That's my first natural 20. How boring. I was hoping for a colossally bad roll, because then Jack would have gone. And then, like, Alibi puts his one book down, like, bang! But no, with a 23, Alibi throws the book up into the air, and one would expect it to do that, but it catches on the Venetian blind, slides along, lands on a potted plant, and rolls off the plant onto the desk absolutely silently.
Jack does his eyebrows out raised, and he does like a little like quiet clap with his hands, just like very, very quietly. Wait. I just because I want to see if this like miniature applause. I just want to look
Go
at
for it. Do whatever you're gonna do.
Ah. There we
That's
go.
a nat
One, like one clap just echoes across the library.
So it's like,
And it's just like you hear Jack like freeze up like a rabbit would with like ears like up in the air. He's just like just still.
I think there is a sort of a reverberating silence which is only broken by shh from like every angle of the room. And afterwards Alibi is sort of pinching the bridge of his nose and he says to Jack very quietly, I know one shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but I have to ask, how does it feel when every time you look into a mirror it breaks?
Oh. I for a moment, out of character. For a moment, I thought he was calling Jack ugly.
Oh!
Not like just.
I mean, that could be taken as well. It was a very rude thing to say, but mostly this was an unlucky joke. But yeah, okay, sure, fine. You can also take it as a vanity insult if you want. I can't believe we've already had Delta with a nat 20 and Jack with a nat 1. This is so typical.
Jack does like his like an excuse me. Is that? Did you? Are you commenting on my face?
No. I was commenting on that. The. You know how mine didn't do that and yours did? That.
Oh, you learn to live with it, or you don't. In which case, well, tough luck.
Yes, you apparently have that. This is a personal question, so I'm sure you're free to disregard it, but why are you a warlock of misfortune? Not to disrespect her, and he looks towards the ceiling as if she would, like, cast him down into the depths of hell for just saying this. I'm just curious as to how that happened.
And he says, well, first of all, you make some really bad decisions.
Alibi's just nodding.
And you play, you get really, lucky in a game of cards. Or maybe not lucky. I'd say, I don't know if I would call it. Sorry, I'm just, I say things and then they come out wrong, and I'm like, no, from the top.
You don't need to make it perfect. That's the thing. I am constantly stuttering.
I know.
And saying things
I
that
don't.
I'm like, I could have said something way better than that, but So.
I ended up in. I ended up playing a lot of games with her, and then I. Oh, funny thing is, I cheated and she cheated, and or rather, not that she cheated. Maybe okay, yes, she. Okay, well, I couldn't straight up call her out on cheating, and well, she didn't. If she'd admitted that I cheated, then I would have to admit that she cheated, and neither of us wanted to admit, or I don't know what she wanted, but we both won, and when well, I didn't know she was a deity at the time, and you should words don't words don't use weird phrases when placing bets.
Understood. He says, the whole time you have been recounting this, he has been literally sort of prayers hand emoji and eyes emoji, just very quietly sort of looking over the tips of his finger at you like, you gambled with a deity and you won but also fucked up big time, huh? Gee, like... Alibi is very God conscientious, so he can't even imagine how he would react to meeting misfortune, let alone gambling against her.
I didn't know who she was until the end of the game. Anyway, what's your story?
Oh,
Jack leans on the table.
It's not as interesting as that. It's really not. Let's keep it brief. I inherited my abilities, my gifts. Let's call them. So yeah. I mean, I did. I went to school. Obviously, it's just that I didn't really study. And, with my luck, and I kind of guessed, and I got it right, so I got the very good scores, and then afterwards, and when things went a bit sour, so, yeah, academic studies and magic, not really my thing. And he is toying with the edge of one of these books in a sort of maybe I'm curious about it now, but I didn't give enough of a damn at the time to focus.
Jack, who has been raised around his fam, he's been raised around various specialists. So everyone's been very study focused in one area or another. Mm-hmm. So he's the idea of someone just flunking through going through their education by sheer luck. Mm. Anyway, his eyebrows is just whoop.
Yeah, he wasn't that popular at school either. In fact, I think actually I'll roll insight to see if Delta notices that. Do I have anything for insight with this guy? Oh, I do. I have a +1. I'm very surprised to find that out. Yeah, 10 is about right. Yeah, he doesn't notice. But he still sort of chuckles to himself, sort of yeah, don't you hate me like that? Anyway, so if you're looking at your magic and what it does, maybe I don't suppose you'd mind if you helped me find out something about some of the things I can do, just in case.
I don't see why not. Especially if we're gonna keep running into each other like this, it's probably gonna be highly beneficial to know what exactly you can do.
That's true.
Jack doesn't he was gonna continue the sentence as in case we need to make a quick getaway or something, but he doesn't say that.
So yeah, Alibi is sort of is pleased that you're gonna consider taking it up. I will again do that roll to check if the receptionist is gonna get pissed off. It says an 11. Yeah, we do get a distant shh. And when that happens, Alibi says, "Oh, sorry," and then says to Jack, but almost inside your head, you can see Alibi whispering very, very quietly, but he says, "Sorry, we should probably keep it down." Oh, I'm doing that thing again, aren't I?
Jack is on instinct, he swivels his ears before he realizes that it's not really coming from anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, how about this as a start? Is this something you know what this is?
does message like allow for for mental
It does.
response, or is Jack gonna have to like whisper this?
You can
Oh,
whisper.
nice.
Yeah, you can
Uh,
reply at any time from anywhere. It's a very, very cool cantrip. But yeah, you do have to speak, but
Excellent.
like very, very quietly, and I'll hear it like it's full volume.
Okay. And Jack, like, oh, oh, uh, I did. I, I'm not entirely sure what. I mean, Zell has recently got something like that, but I don't think that's what he has, because for his thing, I had to sign my name in a book.
That sounds
that's a different
legally
thing.
questionable.
Isn't all warlock magic slightly, a little bit legally questionable?
Alibi just sort of tilts his head to the side because he's sort of vaguely aware of what warlocks have to do, but he's like, not a warlock, so.
Yeah. Well, Delta was talking about Cell's magic being legally questionable. And so, anyway, Jack points again about the legally questionable bit. Jack does point to his foot, or rather lack of.
I think I'm gonna make an intelligence
That's
check, but see if I can understand what he's implying. 12. Nah, not really. It's a nice foot. Pity it's not there.
Anyway, that is I guess, I mean, obviously there's like cantrips, so I mean, it's not really taking you much to cast this, is it?
No, I don't suppose it is. And yeah, he does look a bit thoughtful because he can just do this at any time.
And Jack does take that modern spellcasting book, and he starts like leafing through it, and like, you know, cantrips, they're like pretty simple, they're early on, and so keywords, what's he's just like leafing through the index of cantrips, and I think he finds it pretty quickly. It's there.
It's a very basic one, yeah.
It's a very basic one. Message, there it is. That's message. That's probably your thing. I mean, I wouldn't know. I didn't grow up around spellcasters, so.
Yes, I do vaguely remember a lecture about cantrip thingies. And he's sort of thumbing through those and sort of trying to see if he knows any more of them. Or he can try one if you suggest one.
Like, I'm sure you've seen me use Thunderclap before. I'm not going to demonstrate it for obvious reasons.
Yes, I don't think that would be advisable in this environment.
Okay, what else do we know that you have? Like, I've seen you fly.
Yes.
You've definitely flown before.
I'm going to guess that that's a spell called Fly.
I quite imagine so. It would be a little odd if it wasn't.
I do have one that I'm not going to demonstrate for obvious reasons on description. I touch a thing and it makes it hurt bad. He looks a bit upset about this, actually. It's very useful, but it's not. It's rather unpleasant, actually. I don't really know what that is.
That a lot of spells do that. I don't actually have a lot of spells like that, but
don't you? He looks at his hands a bit like, oh, people don't usually have that one, do they?
no. Delta.
Yeah.
I got. What do I have? I have, what was it called? Uh, Jack's like, I think it was called mirror something. Anyway, it makes duplicates of me. Now how's
Oh,
that for a spell?
you mean like this? He sort of accidentally sets off his own mirror image, and because of present company, he's already done this gag with it once, but it's still fun. So this giant pack of playing cards that's been cut in two comes and slams into Alibi, so he's like been cut into the middle of these cards, which shuffle themselves, and then deal out 4 cards, and then 4 alibis pop out of them.
Yeah, something like that. I'd say yeah. Mine's a little less snazzy, but
Well, we like to put on a show, don't we, boys? Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. And they're all nodding and shaking hands.
Oh. I want now. Okay, so I know, like, what?
Do you want me to do another one? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay. No, it's cool.
I'm just.
I think he's still looking through the book, trying to find like the mirror image description, and next to that is one that he's sort of curious about. He's like, oh, I wonder if that is that one that I know. I'm not sure. This isn't a very good environment to test it with. This one called Silence. It makes a sort of bubble where everybody shuts up, and it's really nice sometimes. I have used that before.
Well, I'm going to see if Jack can test it out.
Oh my goodness, we're burning through my spell slots, but I don't care. This is fun. No! Alibi looks excited, and he's like, what should I do? What should I do?
I'm just trying to think, because I was hoping that Jack could use some spells to, like, that would normally be really noisy, because oddly enough he has quite a few of those.
Well, I mean, good news. You can, as long as you're outside of the bubble, you can cast a noisy spell. But, like, you can't cast spells that have vocal components inside the silence bubble.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of, because I was like, haha, wouldn't it be funny if he could use Thunderstep inside the bubble, but he cannot because it is vocal.
I think you could, though. I think you could because, like, think about it. Silence is a sphere, right? And a sphere is a rounded thing. So you could, like, stand on the outside and have your head above the bubble and stomp inside the bubble. I think for science we should try this.
For science, and also it would be kind of really funny if we, like, rolled badly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think they agree to do this for science, and Alibi is going to find a part of the room that's a bit broader, like fewer bookshelves, so that there is like some space where they're not absolutely going to ruin everything, but there is going to be some destruction. Yeah. No lie. So he casts Silence, and Silence is a 20-foot sphere which he can cast anywhere within 120 feet of himself. So that's no problem.
Cool. And Jack is going to find a boss where it's like, both spacious enough to, like, not hit anything, or, well, not hit many things, and like somewhere where he can, like, teleport somewhere unlikely. Which is how's the top of that shelf over there sound?
I mean,
was
yeah,
just, like,
Alibi
pointing
shrugs.
over to, like, a far end of the library.
Alibi shrugs and is just like, do it. Do it, do it, do it.
And cool. And Jack is going to do that. Would just to keep the like trend of potentially disastrous spellcasting going. That is potentially disastrous rolls. That is. Let's say, would that be like stealth or? Let's say stealth on like how well contained
Yeah.
the spellcasting is.
Okay, do you want me to do it or you? Because I feel like it's probably you because you're the one making the noise. Yeah.
20 plus 4.
Oh, nice! There it is! There's luck combination roll. Yay, okay. What happens with a nat 20?
Yes. I imagine like with the nat 20 there's well, first of all, like there's like no sound whatsoever and like barely a dent in the floor. Like there's a little shudder maybe, but like there's no sound. Like maybe a couple like pages shuffle off to the side, and like suddenly Jack is on the other end of the library on top of the bookshelves.
That's so cool.
And he's like waving over Delta with like a grin on his face.
All 4 of the alibis are doing sort of whoops and cheers, but silently, so like you can hear it via message, but they're all just doing like this in sort of a silent thing. And I think we cut wide so you can see like the distant destruction that has happened in the middle of this sphere, and everybody in the library is just completely oblivious of it, and they're just continuing with their day while these 2 gremlins are dancing at each other.
Yep.
Oh man.
And cool. So Jack is very this because that is an excellent thing that they could pull off so many things with. And he has burned one of his like 2 spell slots.
Yeah, I've burned 2, but I actually have some compared to the poor old warlock class. My god. Okay.
Yeah. And also with that, I think I've realized that Jack is not willing to. He's rather stingy with his spell slots, and he is on top of a bookshelf.
Okay.
Which is, I'm sure so I don't think he's willing to burn another spell slot on Spider Climb, even though it would be far easier to get down from there.
Yeah, but you know what you can do really well, which is
Climb.
fun as hell? You can roll acrobatics.
I can roll acrobatics.
Do it, baby.
And I shall.
Yeah.
And I have.
If this isn't that one, I will die on the impact.
And I have +7.
That's what I was thinking. I remember that. We're 12. I mean, it's not a disaster, but it's not great. What happens?
It's not great. He like kind of like he's probably trying to like stay as quiet as possible while doing acrobatics, which is not the best combo for when you're trying to get down from somewhere quickly.
Yeah.
So he ends up like kind of like he's like, you know, when someone like, it's like kind of like parkour, but it's kind of like really awkward.
Like he started trying to show off, and then his toe gets caught in something, and then he's like, "Oh shit!"
And then he just awkwardly tries to like save the situation, and just like clings to like the side of the bookshelf, and is just like.
Yeah, like the bookshelf starts to tip over, and then he uses his own momentum and like his ears to push the books back in before it makes an awful noise.
Yep.
But it still stops like.
That is. Okay. Yep. Side note.
Meanwhile,
experimentation should probably be.
Well, I was about to say, so meanwhile, the 4 alibis are very excited now. And there's 4 of them, and I know it's not how the spell works, but I don't care. I'm going with the bullshit meter today. So all 4 of them, by the time Jack gets back, they've all been, like, going through your books and pulling some more off the shelves, and are, like, trying different things, and most of them aren't working, so they're like, right, we don't know that one, we don't know that one. One of them sets off Firebolt and has to shut the book because it's got set on fire and just has to smother it. And then Alibi, the original Alibi, finds a book and is like, is this one that you took out? Oh, whatever, let's try reading one of these things. And starts reading out a spell. Is there anything you want to do before this?
I mean, I don't. It's none of Jack's business.
It's about to be. Okay. Yeah, Alibi starts reading out a spell, and like Jack probably originally doesn't respond to this because they're all doing this. But then Alibi looks a bit strange. Like his eyes go all glowy, and you haven't really realised this before, but he has these sort of acid lime green irises. And the irises go like that. There's no pupil for a moment while he's reading this spell, and the words don't sound like forwards words or common words. They sound like not good backwards words. Backwards message joke. Yes, there is a glowing light from this tome which you don't recognise. This isn't one that you pulled off the shelf. It's got a black leather cover and has this sort of a spooky face embossed into the leather on the front, and you're not sure if you just imagined it, but you feel like it moved slightly as this book goes out of Delta's hands, and the pages start bulging.
Probably not good. Jack is gonna like leap forward and like try to close the book.
Okay, just, make a strength roll.
Scuttle forward and like strength roll.
Well, strength save probably. Strength save.
Strength save. Either way, that is a straight 20.
Ooh, a 9.
9.
You make a valiant effort.
Little rabbit.
Yeah, you make a valiant effort. Like you really do put all your limbs into it. But it doesn't work, and the book opens so far that, you know, it kind of cracks its own spine, and this thing comes out of it, and makes this sort of noise. It's black, but it's got glowing orange eyes. It's holding a rather pretty, sort of ornate little lantern, and it's dressed in rags, and we are in combat! And I'm not going to tell you what it is, because one of our game things might be to figure out what it is to help us fight it. So...
And... well, Jack is, okay. He's definitely, alright, is that initiative? That's probably...
Yeah, sorry, you can keep describing what you're doing. I was just rolling initiative for these guys. And this is the enemy. Oh, fun!
Jack is...
Okay, so the order...
Jack is probably gonna try to cast Sleep on it.
Okay,
because he's like, I don't know what that is. I want it away as soon as possible.
Unfortunately, you're the last.
Nap, please.
You're the last in the order, so you're going to have to wait. But that's a very good idea.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm just writing up the order so we can refer to it. Yeah. Okay. So yes, horrid thing has popped out of book. All 4 alibis look a bit surprised and are going to try and do something about it. I think, the other silence thing will have disappeared. And the priority here is not to get in trouble with the librarian. We're not worrying about being mauled to death by a demon that he's just accidentally summoned. So he just kind of goes, sorry, and makes a sphere of silence centered on the creature. It will not move with the creature, but at the moment the creature is within the silence spell, and that is all of my second level spell slots gone. Shit. Well, okay, never mind. This was what this game was about. So that's happened, and he does have mirror image, which is still active, fortunately. So that's in my favor. And then it is the creature. It is the creature, the spooky creature, who has multi-attack. Is the bad news.
Oh fun. Oh fun.
And I'm not sure who it would go to hit first, because it's just appeared and no one's actually done anything to it yet. So I will roll a d2 again. So 1 is me, 2 is you. I'm so sorry, Jack. I'm so sorry.
Nah, it's fine.
I think it spins on the spot and cackles maliciously, but you can't hear it because it's in the bubble, which is annoying. So it goes towards the person that did not make it quiet. And an 8 isn't going to hit, but it does swing twice. 10 doesn't hit. It tries to clobber you with that lantern, which has a little burning flame inside, a little orange and purple flame. But you deftly dodge out of the way, and Alibi kind of gestures. All 4 of them gesture at you like, do something!
And here is where Jack attempts to cast Sleep as a, what was it? Yeah, he does, yeah, he can do it as a 3rd level spell. So that is an additional 2d8 for each slot above the first. So that is, what is it? With, okay, give me a second. Okay, 5d8. So that is 5d8 plus 4d8. Yes. An additional 2d8 for each slot level above the first, which is another 2.
That
what?
cannot be right.
What? Yeah, I fucked some. Give me a second. I fucked 1.
I think it's just 1 5d8.
That is, because it,
I mean, just exclamation mark 5d8.
I for some reason I added 5d8 plus.
Wait a minute. Hang on. How many levels above usually are you casting this? That's a lot of d8s, is what I'm saying. It's
when you cast, at higher levels, when you cast the spell using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, roll an additional 2d8 for each slot level above the first.
Okay, so you're casting this at 3rd level?
Yes.
Okay, wow, okay.
So that is 9d8.
Yep, that's the one. Oh my god. Yeah, that absolutely works. The creature sort of spirals downwards, and you would imagine it is emitting squeaky little snores, but because it's still in the edge of this the silent bubble, you can't hear them. However, the book is still in the middle of this bubble, and you see the page bulging again, and another one comes out, because it would be no fun if we killed it on the first go. But also, I did expect that to happen, because I know your spells. But well done, you've absolutely
Jack was like,
taken it out.
He had like a moment of relief, and then he like sees the second one come out, and he's just like, I was like hands on his head, and it's taking him, and he's just very quietly like,
silent screaming. Another wide shot with all of this chaos happening in the background, and people are still just walking past like they don't notice it at all. That was very good though, because we could have had 2 of these buggers, and at the moment there is only 1, so that's great. Good going. It's my go. What am I doing?
Jack.
Yeah, Yeah, good job. That was very, very good. I'm going to... No, I don't roll initiative for this. It'll just be the same as the other one was. Okay. Yeah, that was basically the bonus action, let's call it that, for the second pop-up book. Yeah, it's a pop-up book, you get the joke. Alibi is going to try and do something smart, which may not work in his favour. So what he's going to do is look for a book using his 4 duplicates, which will tell them what this thing is, so that they'll be able to get rid of it better. So I'm going to say that that's investigation with advantage, because he's helping himself. Like, they're in a library and there's 4 of him. Good. Okay, that was complete horse shit. That's not much better. I'm gonna use a luck point. 16 a pass. That's... I had a DC of 15. I'm like, come on, babe, you can do it. So, yeah, there's much throwing of books, and I think one of his duplicates...
Look, he's a little bit scatterbrained.
He is. He's fairly understandable in this situation. But one of his duplicates actually throws one of the books at his head, the original Alibi's head, and he's like, ah, oh! And it's opened at the page, which has the creature on it. And I will also show you a picture of the creature, because that's something that I could have done earlier, but I didn't remember to, because what we are facing is something familiar to some of you, probably. It is a Poe. This is what is called a Poe. I don't know if you recognise it, but I do, because I'm a nerd.
I have never seen this thing before.
Okay, that's fine. But yes, fortunately, it has all of the information that we need to know about it, because this is a very good book that lists many kinds of monsters, and this monster doesn't come from this world. It comes from somewhere called the Silent Realm. So it has been summoned from the Silent Realm via this book, and yeah, that's exactly what we're facing. So I think he... This is absolutely awful, and I would never do this, but Alibi tears the page out of the book, turns it into a paper aeroplane, and throws it over to Jack, so that you have that information as well.
Cool.
That's his action.
I'm just imagining him like furiously scanning over this, and then like furiously speed running, making a paper airplane.
Yeah. He does it with one hand. He's just, yeah. He's made a lot of paper airplanes in his life, that's what I'm saying. He probably did that more than studying at school. He just perfected paper airplanes. Okay, it is the Poe's turn, the new Poe. Looks around and cackles maniacally, and this one, having seen something happen like that, is going to attack Alibi, and is going to use Lantern Charge, whereupon the Poe spins its lantern wildly and flies 20 feet. We all remember this part of the video game. And it doesn't provoke opportunity attacks, but it's going to... If it uses 20, it can make 2 lantern attacks with advantage on the first row. Okay, yeah, it's gonna smack Alibi and, or try to, and is going to do the first one with advantage. No! My goodness, even with advantage, doesn't hit. And the second one doesn't hit. Amazing! Okay, so the luck holds strong. I think Alibi is just... squashing and stretching like fury, but also there are 4 of him at the moment, so that is probably helping to confuse the creature. It is finally Jack's go again. I will stop talking.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have Jack finally get to use his goddamn fancy-ass cards.
Yes!
And... now, the question is, does he use it on himself or on the thing?
I mean...
That is the question. I'm gonna roll on it, because, it's, like, got an equal amount of, like, good rolls and bad rolls.
Mm-hmm. Are you allowed to, like, you
okay.
know which card you're pulling, or is it, like, random, like the deck of many?
it's a D10.
Oh, gee. Okay, I mean...
Yeah.
Mm.
It's like a small rectangular leather pouch, yada yada yada, up to 2 times per day as a bonus action. You can draw. That is a bonus action as well, so I can do something and then pull out a card. You can draw from the deck and activate a magical effect on either yourself or foe. Roll a d10 to see the result, but beware, the resulting magical effect can be either good or bad for both parties.
Okay. I mean, I love that so much. Do you want to do that first and then do your action, or...
I think I'm gonna. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna do. Well, first of all, I'm gonna have him do false life on himself, just as a little precaution.
Yeah, good idea.
So
Good.
that is a 1d4 plus 4 temporary hit points. D4 plus 4. Oh, that is. Wait, give me a second. Why did I roll 210? Give me a second. That's
Damn!
not right.
I wish.
That's not right.
I wish that was an option. No.
That's more like it.
Yeah, that's the right sort of hit point bonus. That's
still
still very good.
That's still pretty good.
That's nearly maximum.
That's still very good. Like, yeah.
7 extra hit points.
And then, let me look at that thing again. That is okay. Either it's whatever it does. Okay, I think I will use it on the thing. So, D10. I will use it on the Poe. That is an 8. 8. The target is blinded for the next 1d4 rounds.
Nice!
Excellent!
Oh, that's awesome! Okay, I will put that down. The Poe is blinded, so that is, disadvantage on everything, basically. And it's in the silent bubble right now, so
2 rounds.
Ooh. Still, 2 rounds, maybe all we need. That's very, very good. Excellent.
Yeah, like, you see, like, Jack, like, digging through his, like, stuff, and he's like pulls out his. I probably should have rolled for fumble for that, but also it's too late now. He gets the cards. Anyway, he like pulls it out and is just like, he like pulls it out and is, well, he doesn't know quite what it did, but it certainly did something because, yeah.
I think to keep in tune with the toonkind sort of vibe, and you know, it is how it looks. Like, it's got this little black hooded face that you can't really make out, but it does have these glowing eyes, and then the eyes just disappear, and you know, even though you can't hear it, you just see the hands go up like, what? Huh? What? And it starts sort of hovering around with the blind man's buff hands reaching out, like, where, what, who? And it can't hear anything either, because it's in the silent bubble. This poor thing, I'm actually feeling kind of bad for it right now.
Look, its buddy is, like, passed out on the floor.
Yeah, just snoring. That thing is done. It's just, like, you can see the anime bubble under his nose, like, inflating and deflating while it's snoring. Okay.
So, cool. How do we put it back?
And Alibi remembers reading something in one of those spell books that he was like, okay, I'm going to try something, I don't know if I can do it. And he is going to try and cast a spell he has never cast before. So that means I'm going to have to look it up. Okay, so he starts looking a bit spooky again, and his eyes do the glowy thing, but he retains his pupils, and he reaches out a hand towards this silenced bubble with the 2 creatures inside it. How many creatures? No, it's just 1. Okay, fine. He's going to focus on the one that's still awake, and he's going to make it roll a charisma saving throw with a DC of 15. What's this thing's charisma? It's a +2. That's not terrible, actually. Okay, let's see how this goes. Oh, it doesn't make it! Oh, exciting! So, Alibi casts banishment, and this gremlin from another realm sort of starts swirling and like just on the spot starts spinning, and you can see it sort of going, wait, what? No, don't do that! There are little clover leaves and green glowing bubbles around it, and it spins faster and faster and goes whoop, and it has been banished back to its original plane. And that's where it's gonna stay. We still have one, but it's unconscious. Anyway, Alibi comes to after casting this spell and looks a little bit dizzy because that is the first time he has ever cast a level 4 spell.
Oh, whatever you just did, that was pretty cool.
Was it? Oh, good. I don't think I can do it again. Not today.
Fair. What do we do with the other one?
And you both, like, edge closer to this sleeping thing, and it actually looks kind of cute. Like, it's just asleep with its little lantern tucked up like a pillow underneath it.
Do you think we could, like, stuff it back into the book?
I mean, we could try. Shall we try and stuff it back into the book? Jeez, this is so stupid. I love it.
Yes, let's try it.
Let's do
it. Fuck it, it's toonkind. Let's do it.
Okay, what would this even be?
Like, look, I think the funniest thing about this is that, like, Jack doesn't want it to wake up again. So it's like really like gentle stuffing, like trying to push it back into the book.
Yeah.
Because it's only gonna like wake up if we hurt it or like slap it awake.
Yeah. I think in this case it is a dexterity check from both of us because we're trying to be stealthy, but we're also trying to get it back in where it came out of. So I think we both have to roll a dex, and if we both get above a 12, it'll work. So just straight dex. Oh shit, that's a 7. Okay, 14.
Okay, let me do a coin flip.
Yeah, sure.
Because either this is going to go great or this is going to go terribly.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 1, baby.
Oh no! And like, with Alibi's 14, like, you almost succeed. Like, we gently carry this little thing, and it kind of feels like a pudding. You know, it's kind of a bit rubbery and squishy on the underneath of this rag stuff. And like, we're pushing it and pushing it. And I don't know what it is. Like, do you get impatient and just try and smush it, or what? What causes this?
I think Jack tries to like press the book at it or something, and does it like maybe a little too forcefully.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know, probably like accidentally like bonks it with the book.
Yeah. The thing.
Oh, snap.
The thing totally wakes up. The other thing is we're both inside that silence bubble if we've moved towards the book. So we can't cast spells if we're inside this bubble. Anyway, the thing has woken up and it's totally going to take a swipe at Jack.
Jack can't cast spells anyway.
That's true. Okay, well, Jack, you're going to get swiped at. That's an 18. That is going to hit you. For the first time, this creature actually manages to make a hit on somebody. Okay, so you are going to take 2. Oh no. Oh, the agony. 2 hit points of
2 hit points.
Yeah, one is bludgeoning damage, one is fire damage.
Out of my 36 plus 7.
Mm-hmm. But it still hits you on the nose pretty good. Actually, I'm going to roll for the receptionist to see if they've noticed anything is going on. 7. That was a stealth roll. We major bungled that, so I will say that the receptionist hasn't seen what's going on because we're like below the bookshelves, but maybe something like the scent of the destruction has like wafted towards them, and they're just like, I smell bullshit. So there is an approach. There is an approaching enemy. The boss is coming, so we need to sort this out fast. Okay, if the enemy just went, it is your turn. I will say it's your turn again. Go back to the original initiative.
Yeah. Jack is gonna since he's in the silence bubble, he's just gonna because I think thunderclap. What's thunderclap again? Thunderclap is what's it? What thing? S is motion, right?
S is somatic, I think. So
components S.
Oh wait, oh god, what the heck is?
I don't know.
Somatic is S.
Like,
V is verbal.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it's just somatic, you should be okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so he casts thunderclap at like the thing's nose, or like where its nose would be.
Great. I'm also in range.
That hurt.
So what do me and the creature have to do? No, do it. Commit to the bit.
Each creature within 5 feet of you must make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, good. I'm so amazing at those. Okay, I'm going to do the enemy first because that's the thing you're actually aiming at. Unfortunately, it has a plus nothing in con. That's a 14. Does that make it?
Yeah. Spell save DC is 50.
Oh, so that's a failure. Okay, so the enemy fails. Let's see if I do the same. I've got a +1, but that's not going to do much for me. A 9. Ooh. Oh wait, no, I get a +4 because I'm a sorcerer. I forgot that. I actually have another thing. I'm going to use a luck point. I think this is worth using a luck point. I'm going to re-roll because that still would fail even with a +4.
It's an FP.
No, failure. We both failed. Roll damage.
That is 1d6.
Okay, that's not too bad. The thing is, it's not too bad.
Give me a... I think it's just goes to show how out of it right now I am.
Oh, full 6 though.
That's maximum.
Yeah, I mean, Alibi is going to be a bit annoyed about that, and so is this enemy. It's still on 22 hit points though, so it's still looking pretty perky. Is there anything you want to do with your bonus?
What is there anything I want to do with my bonus?
I mean, with a failure, you can push the enemy 10 feet, can't you, with that? Or is that a different spell I'm thinking of?
Thunderclap? No.
That's
a different spell.
Dang it.
Yeah. And, what else can he do? Second. Okay. I could have done a different thing. That would have been one action. But alas. And, I'm just gonna dig through Jack's, inventory and, Is it alright if I dig through his, inventory for, peepers? Just the one singular
Of course!
peepers?
Yes! We're going for goofs. I'm not gonna judge you for finding your cute familiar. Okay, you find peepers. No problem.
Okay. What was it? Yeah, yeah, and, let's just throw peepers at the thing. Why not?
Poor peepers. It's just having a nap up your sleeve and now this is happening. Okay, what does peepers do? Does peepers bite it or what? Or just... Are you just throwing a snake at it?
Can peepers... I'm just throwing a snake at it.
Okay! That's amazing. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll wisdom and see if you are going to frighten the Poe. See if the Poe is afraid of snakes. Because if it is, there may be something that happens. A 1! Oh, baby! It's terrified of snakes! This cute little red snake with the diamond eyes comes out, and we just see those glowing orange eyes widen, and you can see it vibrating with a silenced scream, and the Poe squeezes itself as hard as it can into the middle of the book, and you see it sort of going... And it has managed to escape back into the pages of the book, which clatters shut just as the receptionist rounds the corner. And I'm gonna see if I can have had the alibis 14. Okay, the 3 extra alibis had just about enough time to put some of the books back up and, like, kind of tidy the place up a little bit, but they're also inherently still Delta. They're still lazy as fuck, so they don't do a good job of it. So they disappear just as the receptionist appears, and I think Jack and Alibi are sitting there with this sort of halo over their heads, blinking and looking like they were just reading. But there's, like, still mess. There's still mess around.
Absolutely. Yeah. Can I have Jack? I'm gonna have Jack roll deception.
Yeah, sure, please do. Nice. Just to make sure the Alibi has disappeared the silence bubble so you can speak and be heard.
I mean, yeah, he does, like, he just, like, perkily, like, says, like, oh, hello, I hope we weren't, I didn't think we'd be, too loud. Apologies for any, inconvenience.
With the 23, the receptionist looks, like, very suspiciously, particularly at Alibi, but is mollified.
Also, can I, like, yeah, I can do silent image, so I'm just gonna, like, do that and, you know, add a little halo on top of both of us.
Definitely. Bing! I think that sells it.
I'm just gonna roll deception.
No, that's
just
fine.
Just because I want it to be funny, I want to do it, like, just, like, roll that deception with advantage, just because I like to see the numbers.
You got a 23 already! Anyway, yeah, 23.
Yeah, that's a 23.
Gift horses and mouths.
Also, imagine if it wasn't that 20.
And that would have been pretty good, I'll admit. But yeah, a 23 is already good enough. The receptionist backs away, but does the 2 fingers towards his eyes and then points them back at you in a sort of, I'm watching you. Always watching. Backs away around the corner. And we can both breathe a sigh of relief, during which time Alibi's halo clunks off onto his head and rolls away along the floor.
Jack just kind of, like, flops onto his back.
Okay, so that just happened.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a advanced material.
Yeah, I think that's enough school for one day for me, thanks. Do you want to see if they got any comics?
Oh, definitely.
And they head off towards the graphic novels and comics department, and I think that's where we're going to leave them, happily basking in the luxuries of sequential imagery for the rest of the day. I think that's a good place to leave it. Yes. We did it! We survived!
Yay, I survived.
Oh boy! Hooray! Everybody, go support your local libraries. Don't destroy public property. Be nice to them. Thank you very much for listening. Okay.
Oh, I don't think I ever showed the... First of all, I totally did... Yeah, I don't think I ever posted the, like, picture.
The picture? There's a picture? What picture? Do you mean the title card? Because I love the title card. It's very good.
The title card, yes. I don't think I ever posted it during the game.
Okay. Well, it's okay, because I've had it as the backing the entire time. So, is there anything you want to say before we say goodbye?
Nah, I'm good.
Great. Super. Solid ending. Okay. High five.
Thanks for getting through this as well, I suppose.
Okay. Thanks for listening, guys. I'll post this when I can. And, yeah, see you next time on Toonkind.